Thaddeus Gibson's future in the NFL reminds me a lot of Mike Vrabel. Can put his hand down, can get after the quarterback, can also drop back in pass coverage. Versatility should be his biggest asset in the NFL, but only time will tell. For The Football Fever, I'm Rob Harley. I thought Ohio State did a great job, especially on third down on defense. Oregon couldn't get anything done. That's been their little snafu all season long, and they didn't fix it in this game. We talked about New Year's resolutions. Oregon missed on that one. This team, I've said it before, I'm going on the limb. I've watched a lot of great defenses this season, but this Ohio State defense, the best in the nation. We talked a lot about how unstoppable Oregon's offense is on defense. They're not locked down by any means. 23 points a game. They've allowed teams to get inside that red zone 44 times. Compare that to only 23 times for Ohio State's defense. And Ohio State's going to have to get it done in the turnover game. I think Ohio State's got to get 2 turnovers to win this football game. Oregon struggled with fumbles, 3 versus Oregon State. And if you're going against this Wisconsin team, they have a phenomenal asset in Garrett Graham at tight end, and they've been perfect when it counts. 56% on third down, they're converting, so they get it done. These linebackers are going to be tested versus John Clay in the run game. Then they're going to be tested on third down. I think in November, the Buckeyes go 1-2. I think the Penn State's obviously the toughest one, but then it's a toss-up between those 2 games. I got to give them going up to Ann Arbor for a win. That's the biggest thing. When I see a quarterback not have anywhere to throw, don't try to fit it in. Just throw it away. We don't need you to win the game for us. Just don't lose it. It's what they want to get done that's so similar. They both want to run the football. You could talk about spread and window dressing and all those things. Oregon wants to run the football, and they're going to do it 62% of the time, buddy. Well, by decent offense, we're just talking about the running game. Not a lot of weapons anywhere else on that offense. Tate Forcier, a young quarterback, really struggling. Obviously, an offensive line that's given up about 25 sacks this year. Brandon Minor now out. Carlos Brown steps in. He's very capable, 6 yards a carry. Ohio State, we all know what they're about. They've only allowed 7 100-yard rushers in the last 53 games. 7 100-yard rushers in the last 53 games. That's the biggest storyline in this game. Can John Clay pass the century mark? This defense finds himself on the field a lot. Just getting devastated in the pass game. 235 a game they're letting up. They're also letting up 165 on the ground, partner. You know where Ohio State's going, right? In the trenches, sir. USC notorious for coming out in the second half like a scalded dog. Last year, 94-7, they outscored their opponents in the third quarter. Ohio State's got to jump on them early. Thanks a lot, Roger. Here with Coach Tressel. Coach, in the first half, you guys have had some problems down the red zone. What do you do in the second half to overcome some of those woes?
Well, they're doing a nice job penetrating a little bit on us.
Let's get this stat. 7 drive starts for opposing offenses inside Purdue's 40-yard line. Pretty tough when you're putting your defense up against the wall like that. And one guy to keep an eye on, number 24, Jason Werner, 5th-year senior, captain on defense at linebacker, leading the team in tackles, has 3 sacks. Was Ohio State playing man? Were they playing zone? We'll wonder no more. Let's go inside the huddle.
Defense brings the blitz with man coverage in the secondary. But that's not the problem on this game-winning touchdown. The defender closes on the receiver, but he doesn't get his head in front as he attacks the wrong shoulder and never secures the tackle. So let's take it to the practice field.
All right, so the defense is bringing the blitz, and we're playing man-to-man blitz coverage behind it. As a general rule, blitz coverage, the defender is 5 to 7 yards off the receiver on the inside foot. Due to the blitz, the throw is going to come out quick. And because of that large cushion I gave in blitz coverage, it's not about man-to-man coverage anymore. Instead, it's about the technique at the point of attack. As the receiver makes his cut, I want to drive to his upfield shoulder and come down with a swat and a hook around the waist. I want to hook my arm around his waist so I can grab cloth and secure the tackle. In a blitz coverage situation, it's not about zone or man coverage. It's about perfect technique and just getting the guy on the ground.
It's never the defensive scheme that shuts down an offense. It always comes down to players executing with flawless technique.
It's going to be up to the defense to win these ball games. The offense still not producing points, only 14 points. The defense gets it done, adding 7 points to the mix and 5 turnovers from that defense, playing like a defense possessed. In my mind, on defense for Ohio State, it was a case of Purdue catching lightning in a bottle, prone to turnovers all season long, and they made the plays in this game that they needed to make. On offense for the Buckeyes, you've got to start keeping it simple. Don't give them too much to think about. Just let them play fast. They look to regroup next week against Minnesota. Anthony, let's go back to you. Welcome back to The Football Fever. Joining me tonight is former Buckeye great and, more importantly, one of my teammates, Simon Frazier. We came in together, had to live up to that lofty guarantee that Tressel gave.
Switching from natural grass to this synthetic field turf, obviously you can see the ground-up rubber. No big difference from the Ohio State's practice field. They practiced on it for about 4 years now.
So I thought I'd take you guys onto the game field and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go inside the huddle.
Execution is the key. Read the defense, exploit their weakness, and dominate the game.
It all starts with pristine protection by the offensive line. He can't throw if he doesn't have the time. This is kind of a cozy little pocket back here. Terrell, you need a water, a magazine, or anything? Now it's up to the quarterback to lie the coverage with his eyes. The safety starts to work to the middle. But check out the quarterback's eyes looking left. Whoa. Well, that safety sees him too. And he starts to work back over this way to the wrong side of the field. Gotcha.
The last step is perfect route running. The wideout knows it's cover 3, with the weakness down the seams of the field. Remember that quarterback looking off that deep safety? Well, now the receiver does a great job staying away from that deep safety by running vertical in the opposite seam. The throw is made in stride, and that's all she wrote. Sorry, defense, you just got executed. Strike up the band.
All right, so football fever has landed here in West Lafayette, and all we've heard about is anybody that's anybody has to come to Bruno's for their pizza. And I figured, who's bigger than football fever? Now the pizzas are here, chocolate chips and peanut butter on this one. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. A little different. Harley on the road.